But that's not thorough, bro. You talking about very disrespectful. Young boy, that's not your man. You did not grow up with cuz, bro. Get off
my
cuz.
man. That's
bro.
my man. That's my man.
You just blazing him because your young boy got his clothes on, bro.
I see it out on my flame, but don't come up with water, my hair still red. Grab me some bleaching detergent, send that boy ass to the surgeon, they cutting his head, and they got stuck up his hand.
But stop joining my live, bro. You gotta really stop that glaze and shit, bro. Real right, bro. You said forever disrespectful, bro, on my man. That's what it is. Bro, he don't got no little jazz post. He never posted just none of that on nothing. Nothing, you know? I never seen it.
A big apple die, I'm rolling the joint, they mount see by the lead. You know I'm smoking on. You know I'm smoking on dog. You know I'm smoking on dog. I popped in his eye, the nigga ain't watch what he said.
Bro, it don't like put your man doing the jails. Don't really fuck with them niggas. That's for music. All this. I had your man copping in there.
Hey, Buster, you hear it? You hear it?
Yeah, man, you just and you cleaned him as your man too.
Hey, Buster, what's wrong with young boy, Buster?
Bro, and he already pulled your card, bro. You can't be doing that shit for music. But you on here talking about forever disrespectful. That's my man. Your man just told me a whole different story, bro. Y'all.
I call him 42 nugget, this nigga is shredding the best shit I hit in some years. They tell me right in the gas, I know this Abdul. I know you can tell by the hair. She know I'm really a bull. I f***ed her cousin, she said that my body this year.
Keep it a bean, bro. The only reason, you letting all this right now, bro, cause you T, bro, cause nobody touching us, bro. That's why.
You said what?
You T, cause nobody touching us. Nobody doing shit to us.
Bro. Like, all right, that's.
But we ain't gonna talk about that,
later, bro.
I ain't even gonna get you started,
bro. Y'all don't get no fucking money, bro. Y'all don't got y'all wear dual clothes, bro. Y'all is a joke, bro. What the fuck you made that deny for it, bro? Y'all just ain't never do nothing for buys. But I'm getting off live, bro. Cause you trying to get in the first. Yeah, bro.
Go chase it with down with the yacht, that's murder she wrote. Roll up with chase to the coat, blow like bloody game niggas put girl in the bottle. Now he keep rubbing his nose. We two turn the head, I turn up the throttle. Move, I make you a bowl. Burp in the back of the Drake is only a baby, it's still like 20 years old.
Between 2019 and 2021, Philadelphia saw a dramatic rise in homicides, peaking in 2021 with 562 killings, the highest total in the city's recorded history. The trend began in 2019 with 356 homicides, then surged during the COVID-19 pandemic to 499 in 2020 and 562 in 2021. Those 2021 numbers pushed the city's homicide rate to about 35 per 100,000 residents, nearly double the rate from just 2 years earlier. Since then, however, the numbers have steadily declined. Philadelphia recorded 516 homicides in 2022, followed by 410 in 2023. In 2024, the city saw a major drop to just 269 homicides, marking its lowest count in over a decade. The estimated murder rate for 2024 was around 16.9 per 100,000 residents, about half the number seen during the peak years. This downward trend could be credited in at least some large part to the efforts of Larry Krasner and the teams he's put together to tackle the major issues. Krasner's philosophy of law enforcement tries to get to the problem of the mass chaos and violence we see play out on the news every night by grappling with straw purchasers, gun traffickers, and illegal transfers. Along with the shooters, he felt this would put a dent in the illegal gun economy. But as it worked, in April of 2024, DA Krasner announced the formation of a new specialized unit within the district attorney's office aimed at targeting people, both adult and juveniles, who are repeatedly caught with illegal guns in the city. The newly created PGOU, or Prolific Gun Offenders Unit, will focus on prosecuting what they call serious gun-related offenses. He also mentioned the expansion of the Gun Violence Task Force, or the GVTF, the unit assigned with gathering intelligence on what they call street groups, who we know as the Sets and Blocks, or gangs of Philly. ADAs, or assistant district attorneys in this office, work with the bail hearings to make sure people they call serious offenders don't get out on bail. I've said it on this channel time and time again. Krasner is one of those DAs that will talk to these gangs through press conferences. Now, of course, these aren't negotiations, but they are discourse, unlike other DAs in the past. Krasner will mention them by name, and the rappers who represent those gangs sometimes respond in their music.
And I heard Larry Krasner keep on saying that he had enough of us.
Today we want to send a very clear message to the members of O to the 4. You like that name? How about go to the jail? Because that is where you're going to go. Get ready, O to the 4, to go to the jail. Because that is what's going to happen. That is what justice looks like, and that is what you deserve.
DA showed the judge my picture, asking why I got a gun. Tell a DA eat a dick, why I explain myself to him.
There's not much of you left. That's why you're starting CCK. CCK is going away.
I say made up, they nobody. I'm innocent, I never shot nobody. And I picked the backseat before I ride.
YBC, sometimes known as the Young Bag Chasers, has a new name. The new name is you've been charged, and the newer name is you've been convicted.
Ooh, they trying to hit us with the RICO, we got bodies and gold. 5 B's this year, trying to catch 10 more before the indictment hit. I'm out on bail, DA keep trying to raise me.
Homie got book cause he was serving to a CI. Gotta watch these niggas, they be fed. I get that bag and
B and G, which stands for the Big Natty Gang.
Quit to take your soul like the Illuminati. When you stop it for the law, we gotta take it on the high.
Just told me run my movie before it stopped because them feds coming. Yeah, double shit.
Krasner will tell them to, quote, stop it, or he'll dismantle their whole operation, especially the ones perpetrating the most violence. After stopping the 524 versus O to the 4 war, Krasner then watched as O to the 4 morphed into CCK and the cycle of violence continued. I've covered this story from almost every angle, so you can watch those videos. As a matter of fact, I've made a YBC and a CCK playlist for y'all to check out. The problem is, Krasner can make these announcements and threats, but the morals and logic of the street will never change. Retaliation is a must, and that's one of the many problems Krasner and any DA, cop, or task force is going to run into in this city.
Breaking overnight, an ambush and murder on a West Philadelphia street. Police say 4 men got out of a car and fired 43 shots at a man in his 20s. 12 bullets hit him. Officers rushed to the scene, the 5400 block of Baltimore Avenue, and took the victim to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, but he could not be saved. The search for the shooters continues. Why the man was targeted remains a mystery. Police say they have recovered surveillance video of the crime.
A month after the April 2024 announcement of the expansion of the DF, a beloved figure from CCK was killed. With 6 brothers and sisters and 6 cousins, the love for Quadir Cheeks was immense. In his obituary, adjectives like silly, laid back, and loyal were used by family to describe him. His smile was also noted, as they said it was always on his face. His friends called him Qua. His IG handle was Qua55, suggesting he was from around the 55th Street area in West Philly. Police shared surveillance images they say shows the people believe responsible for the May 18, 2024 ambush-style slaying of Qua outside a Chinese store in West Philly. In a video that police have shared on social media, a vehicle that officials said was used by the suspected gunman can be seen moving along the 5400 block of Baltimore Ave on the evening of May 18. According to police, around 10:48 p.m. that evening, 4 gunmen jumped out of that vehicle, a dark gray 2018 Mercedes S560 with dark tinted windows and silver trim lines along the lower portion of the driver and passenger side doors, ambushed Quadir Cheeks as he walked past the Chinese store on Baltimore Ave. The gunman fired, striking Qua multiple times throughout his body, officials said. Law enforcement said Quadir Cheeks succumbed to his injuries he sustained in this incident around 11:18 p.m. that evening.
Them niggas running with they hots, they need some different friends. Like, why the fuck y'all got them Glocks? Who gave y'all niggas gins? We got 4 V's, 5%, big body Benz.
We got 4 V's, 5%, big body Benz.
This shit so deep, cause my cousin in public, you know I'ma up it. And I got a drum in this bitch, and ain't no way I'ma stop dumping. I ain't never gonna stop. We went from bending in them Chevys to bouncing out of Benz.
To this day, Qua's murder remains unsolved, and this is where it gets tricky.
Not 1, but 2 high school students were shot yesterday afternoon near the intersection of Belmont and Westminster Avenues. The family of one of the victims tells Action News they were waiting for the bus after leaving Philadelphia Learning Academy South High School. A 16-year-old was killed after he was shot multiple times in the chest, while a 17-year-old was shot in the arm. He managed to run home after the shooting. Still no word on any suspects or the possible motive in this shooting.
A man is dead after a shooting in Philadelphia. He was shot at Preston Street and Lancaster Avenue in University City around 10 o'clock last night. Police say the man was rushed to the hospital in extremely critical condition and later died. So far, no arrests.
While Krasner's administration is boasting to the public about how good the murder rate is, meanwhile, there are unsolved murders that could be fueling a lot of the violence we see play out on the news. The only reason I say that is because the rappers themselves will tell you which murders to them matter the most. In a March 2025 Inquirer article about YBC, the author of the article, L.E. Rushing, near the beginning talked about Zaire Stafford. Called Booga by friends and family, it read, Stafford's killing and the emotional trauma inflicted on his loved ones are emblematic of a disturbing trend driving gun violence in Philadelphia and other cities. Crews of young men have discovered that rap songs celebrating murders can earn them notoriety and money. The video mocking Stafford's death has been viewed online more than 5 million times. Stafford, 22, was not directly involved in the gang feud that led to his killing, but his brother was, police said. And so, to YBC, he was fair game in the war, which remains unsolved, became fodder for the celebration of bloodshed that is part of YBC's signature brand, and a way for members to profit from the killings. The article read, Booga isn't mocked because it's funny he died at McDonald's. He's mocked because they know it will hurt the people they want to hurt. In this case, his brother, Sonny. Another person YBC and Nonside liked to make an example out of was Qua. Qua was a heavy trapper and allegedly involved with the CCK crew. The ops hated Quadir. They would mock him relentlessly in music and other ways.
He was lacking on that side, my nigga dropped a dozen. Fuck you, Rizzy, I sold a pound of cloth for 5,500. Ooh, damn, 5,500. Chase Quad down, he was running around, number body for the block, that's murder she wrote.
If I got hit all in his back, that shit came out his chest. They added that shit to Kai, so he got put to rest.
That nigga dropped his fries, came out in Crocs, that's 2 new niggas in my niggas. Sid got cooked in his house, Quad got cooked coming out. Quan Bug make button twins, he lost his Mick brother. I used to sell Nicks and Hayes, trying to walk on Baltimore for a nigga jumped out on him different ways.
He had his head down in his phone and broski jumped out, cooked him. We not beefing with them niggas, they some fucking victims.
I'm smoking Luke Marley and Quaz, funny how they died. Morning niggas sent him up. I can't believe that nigga went out trying to get some butt. He should've tucked in and stayed down, but now that nigga stuck. Like why the fuck y'all got them Glocks? Who gave y'all niggas gens? We got 4 Vs, 5%, big body Benz.
They jumped out on quad 4 deep, now gang rape and poppin'. We the reason that all these niggas dying, so let me change the top.
Wait, we had bounced out on the 4 deep at the drive and now we the Jackson. I ain't quad die trying to get some button nigga like me, I wasn't fucking dead.
However, the love for Qua by CCK members was intense. Skino made a whole album dedicated to the memory of Qua and mentions him in almost every song he makes.
Pearl face get exposed, RP5, he stuck to the code. I'm mad at you left me out here, I'm still on my grind, I'm trapping for you. I'm mad you sniping the sky while I'm still down here in the field where it's cold. We stepped in the view with our shooters and I've been filling my clip to the full. Go, if I was just getting them racks, I miss him on the team. I still be talking to 5, I put that on me, I tell you my dreams. I still be crying about 5, I ain't get no sleep since mid-18.
When YBC Duel was alive, he would take every chance he got to mock Qua. Qua appeared alongside Sonny, Young Liv, Skino, Deke Loco, Lil Kai, and others as they would diss some of Duel's closest friends like J100 and BK. He also would diss Nonside members like Boz. He was in a video, SOB, by Lil Kai and Deke Loco, where they talk about the death of their friend K3, and once again, take the chance to diss Boz from Nonside, among others.
I kill again, this CK be my smile again. But we gotta drop a word of V, I'm hopping in. Caught him at that bus stop, I got you, man.
Nonside Boz is another person who gets mocked heavily, and there appears to be a lot of violence behind his death. Now follow me real quick. Basil Garrison was fatally shot on November 8th, 2021, a Monday, on the 3800 block of Fairmount Ave, leaving school. The shooting occurred at a bus stop, which was filled with children. On IG, he went by the Bull Boz. Boz had associations with JOG/Nonside and was cool with 524 members. After Boz's death in 2021, no arrests were made, even though a reward for $20,000 existed. No info came forward on his murder, and that seems to be a broken record. With that being said, the streets, as always, knows the answers. If the law wasn't going to solve the crime, then street justice would follow. The streets, however, are a lie. There are no rules, and they don't play fair. Boz would go on to be dissed by CCK members, and no matter which way you slice it, a beloved 16-year-old being killed, we all know what follows after that. A back and forth war, which to this day is still going on.
When they left, he met that stop. I heard they did that shit for 3.
He got hit up at that stop, y'all wasn't there. Why did y'all leave him? Fuck that nigga, bitch, but now it's war. My fault, little bro ain't mean it. They diss on the clabbers, but the clabbers ain't get touched. Don't diss on the 3s, the last one got stuck at a bus.
Them bullets beaten by his chest, Gorilla Joe.
By that bus stop, he caught them mixed shots right by the liver. Only way home was up the shit, he chose to die like a civilian. I got that car, bottle of bars, and rolled his dumb ass in the split.
Time to smoke a hundo, where the bars, and time to roll him next.
On November 16th, 2022, YBC member J100 will release a video with fellow members Mir Pab, T.O., and YBC Duel. Much like any YBC video from these years, everyone in the video is dead or in jail.
Every nigga that you see me with, they gon' blow. Face shot on that side and they ghost. You ain't up to score in this shit, why you front? You know you just a wreck, you ain't never hop out cut. Bro ain't shooting 3s, he get close and he dunk it. Oh, I heard they both died on that drill, that's a dunk.
Jay talks about a rapper in this song, in this case being Young Liv, never, quote, doing nothing, meaning he's not an active part of the war, he just raps. He then goes on to mock K3 and Snipe, who were killed the previous summer, and YBC/YFA members were eventually convicted of that murder. Well, 3 weeks later, it was J100 that would be killed and in turn mocked. The ops learned Jay was shooting a music video at a friend's house on the 4300 block of Paris Street. As Ty J100 Brooks waited outside for an Uber, he was shot and killed. J100 was dissed relentlessly by Young Liv, Sonny Goon, and other CCK members for years on end, and to this day.
Nigga said he was 100. Watch him turn to some change. Bet pick your lane. Don't have him finding all these fragments in your brain. How the fuck he died? He still dropping. This shit got me hot.
Time to smoke a hundo, where the bars, and time to roll him next.
How was you a chaser? If you see me, you gon' run. Couple hundred for the J's, but I'ma smoke him with the bum. Fucking roll him up, broski. I don't even care. Looter pack had bring me out. We put 100 in the air. He made a diss and I got dropping. Now them niggas dropping tears.
Time to smoke a hundo, where the bars, and time to roll him next.
YBC Duel didn't name songs, albums, and weed strains after Sonny's brother only because he thinks it's funny. YBC has a mission and a target on Sonny Goon specifically. Why do they want to hurt Sonny so bad? Just put 2 and 2 together. Sonny Goon makes it his mission to diss J100 from YBC and Boz from the Inside.
J100 walked out the crib, ain't peace with her. The young funeral, major dig a hole. That's where they hate me on them drills, I do the most.
Each gang says the same thing. If you diss my man, if you're in the pictures or the videos or around the people dissing, you're considered fair game. Though we all know this flawed worldview will lead to a few places: death or jail and the killing of innocent people. All these murders appear to be connected, or at least retaliation for one another. This is a cycle of violence that never stops. Since 2021, Larry Krasner has made it perfectly clear in press conferences that his mission was to stop the cycle of drill rap violence and to target the ones most likely to be doing the shooting. Dozens of drill rappers and their associates have been arrested and convicted over the years. Data shows that from 2022 to 2024, Philadelphia saw a significant drop in shootings and homicides, with 2024 marking the city's lowest homicide total since 2016, as I said earlier. By focusing resources on high-risk individuals and the gangs, partnering with law enforcement intelligence units, and advocating for bail reform that balances public safety with due process, Krasner has redefined prosecution in Philadelphia. His administration's efforts have helped the city begin to reverse the surge in violence seen during the pandemic, showing signs that a smart on crime strategy can work without returning to the outdated tough on crime policies. Despite his reputation as a national figure in progressive prosecution, Larry Krasner has faced intense criticism throughout his tenure as Philadelphia's district attorney. One of the most consistent concerns is the declining conviction rate for illegal gun possession, falling from 63% in 2017 to 49% in 2021, which critics argue sends the wrong message in a city plagued by gun violence. His office has also clashed repeatedly with the Philadelphia Police Department and the Fraternal Order of Police, the police union, who accused Krasner of undermining law enforcement morale and fostering an anti-police climate. Very little evidence supports those claims, however. Many officers claim his policies discourage proactive policing, contributing to an environment where accountability for violent crime has weakened. Krasner also came under fire for how his office handles cases involving victims' families, with multiple complaints about poor communication and plea deals offered without family input. During the city's record-breaking homicide spikes in 2020 through 2022, critics linked the surge to Krasner's reform policies, particularly his decision not to prosecute certain low-level offenses and his emphasis on decarceration. In 2022, Pennsylvania Republicans even led a historic impeachment attempt against him, citing alleged, quote, misbehavior in office. While Krasner and his supporters argued that many of these criticisms are politically motivated and overlook long-term goals, his opponents believe his reforms have come at too high a cost to public safety. Recent numbers dispute those critiques. Attorney General Dave Sunday and law enforcement partners announced the arrest of multiple felons recently found in possession of illegal guns, some who are connected to recent acts of violence in Philadelphia. The 7 individuals arrested were either on parole, probation, or under bail conditions and were allegedly carrying weapons unlawfully, often without a license. The sting began in early July. One of the most high-profile arrests involved 20-year-old Askia Tisdale, or Skino 2 times from CCK. Skino fled to a rooftop as agents executed a warrant at a home on North 6th Street. Skino was wanted in connection with a February shooting during a music video filmed on North 12th Street, and he was taken into custody in a nearby house. The February shooting mentioned was in North Philly. Sonny Goons and Bucks from CCK are already booked, and we all saw how the YBC story played out. Their main rival, CCK, is caught up fighting Krasner, as well as the ops. Authorities recovered a loaded polymer handgun, or ghost gun, with an extended magazine from the home that Skino was in. He's now facing felony firearms charges with the bail set at $500,000. 6 other arrests were made unrelated to CCK. Attorney General Sunday made sure to highlight the seriousness of illegal guns, especially those equipped with switch devices that convert handguns into fully automatic weapons. Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel praised the joint efforts that led to those arrests, calling it a major step towards disarming repeat offenders and reducing gun violence in Philadelphia neighborhoods. Please note that all individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Coming up on American Confidential, a look at the life of prominent drill rapper FS the Bender, followed by a Skrilla vs. Fatso Beef Explained video. And beyond that, the Los Diablos video is still being finished, as well as the complete history of Philly drill. I also have a Trump Epstein video that's in the works. I'm hesitant to announce the order of releases of these videos because production is fluid and depending on the circumstances, some videos will have priority over others. But just know, as fans of the channel, and once again, thank you for the 100K. That is amazing. Please know that I'm always working on a video. Even though my release schedule is very inconsistent at the moment, I'm working on fixing that. One last thing, my Patreon will be getting a lot of extra attention, and videos that don't make the cut for the YouTube channel will go there. I'm going to be doing more lyric breakdowns, song-specific breakdowns, and other extras. So make sure to sign up for the Patreon to catch anything that doesn't make it onto YouTube and to keep the content flowing. And with the housekeeping out of the way, I'm going to leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential, and until next time, be safe.